Yo, what is up, guys? So welcome back to another raw and rapid anime review. Today I've decided to change things up, and I've done them in the past, and I know it's been a while since I've made one. It's been like at least 2 months since I made one, but if you remember, it was basically just like a fully digital, no recording of me. It was just like all digital video where I just yapped about what I liked or disliked about the series. It's basically gonna be the same thing, but it's not gonna be like harsh editing. It's just gonna be me sitting here, like whatever, talking about it. So I'm gonna be talking about the same things, but I'm not gonna like be all digital and stuff. It's gonna be just recording. If you guys know Moist Critical Penguin Zero on YouTube, how he does his like show reviews, his moist meters, he just sits there and records. I'm basically taking inspiration from that. I'm just gonna sit here and talk about the shows. It's not gonna be really any editing, maybe here and there, but nothing too much. And today we are doing a review on the show Noragami. I finished the show months ago, and I wrote this review months ago. I just never made the video because I just got too caught up with streaming and all that other stuff that I never took the time out of my day to, record the review. But without any more like yapping, let's just get right into the next Raw and Rapid review. And also, before we start, yes, I'm reading a script. My eyes are going to be on this screen a lot of the time because I don't remember most of my thoughts on the show because it's been so long. But these are all my thoughts when I did finish the show. So yeah, I am reading a script. So yes, my eyes will not be looking at the camera. It will most likely be looking at this most of the time. But yeah, so today I want to talk about Noragami. When I finished season 2, like 2-3 months ago, I found this anime. This anime was on my watch list for ages, dude. My friend watched the show. He really enjoyed it. And it was on my watch list for at least like a year, something like that. I finally got around to watching it. Let's just say, I loved it. First off, I overall enjoyed it. I thought the setting and plot was very interesting. It was very easy for me to get into. It kind of reminded me of Bleach in a way, as there are these evil spirit things. I don't know the names. But there's like these evil spirit things that not normal people can see, but there are certain people out there who can see them. I forget the specification of why, but yeah, they can still be attacked and stuff like that. Reminded me of like the hollows from Bleach and stuff in the beginning, at least. And I really like that vibe. And the MC basically just fights them off. Yeah. So it just gave me heavy Bleach vibes for some reason in the beginning. The beginning of Bleach, not the rest. The next thing I want to bring up is the characters. I thought the main 3 characters were pretty cool. They weren't anything outstanding in my eyes. Like there was no like Lelouch, like, but they were some good, decent, enjoyable characters, and I enjoyed their stories overall. My favorite character out of all the characters in the show was probably Yato. I thought Yato was a very cool character. I liked his backstory and like how things were revealed later on in the story with his past and basically how he became the person he is. The one problem I have with the characters is the villains. I think they could have been a bit better, especially in the first season. Majority of season 1 is mainly based around the character Yukine being a selfish little bitch, pretty much, and not caring about anyone, and he's all, he's the one who causes all the problems, and it's very annoying. Yeah, he's pretty much the problem for the main part of the first season, and if you haven't realized already, there's going to be spoilers. So if you have not watched the show and you plan to, I would not watch this video until you finished it, because I will be going over spoilers. It was just basically Yukine finding himself as a person, finding out like who he wants to really be, and that was pretty cool, the development there. But it just went on for too long, I feel like, and it just made me really not like Yukine for the first half of the entire show. And the main villain didn't really show up until the last few episodes. He looked kind of like Gintoki, if I'm gonna be for real, just with longer hair and stuff, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he didn't really show up to like the last few episodes, and he kind of just appeared out of nowhere, which I didn't really mind. It was cool, but I wish it would have been way better if they like hinted at him in the beginning. Maybe they did and I just didn't realize, but if they like hinted at him in the beginning, or hinted at a bigger villain present other than that girl, I think that would have been so much cooler. It would have been made more sense when he showed up, and it wouldn't just have been some random god that Yato has to fight. The final fight of season 1 was also so insanely hype. I think it was really well done. It was really, really cool seeing those 2 battle in the rain with that dope ass music playing, dude. The songs in this show, the OSTs are amazing. Yeah, that fight was really cool. It was one of the best fighting scenes I've seen in a while, I'm gonna be honest. Later on in the episode, there was a pretty serious scene, which the scene had me in my feels. It was really emotional. I really liked it. Between Hiyori and Yato, which was hitting pretty hard. And honestly, I was about to shed a tear. It was pretty emotional to me. And then just had to ruin it, bro. They had to just ruin it. They added some stupid comedy sequence that they added in the show so much time in the middle of this super serious moment in the show, and I found it to be pretty annoying. Like if they didn't do that and they just went on with the scene as normal, and it would have been so much better. But then they just had to have this stupid comedy to break the tension and just get in the way of everything, which I didn't really like. So I wish the show took itself seriously a bit more at times. So that's one thing, but later on they kind of do. So that's just a flaw in season 1, I guess. Season 2 fixes the issue of pretty mid villains pretty fast. The Bishamon arc, as I like to call it, which is just the name of the main villain. I really liked her story. I really liked that arc. I think she was a decent villain. She had some good qualities to her character. Her dynamic with Kazuma, I think, was pretty good. I like Kazuma's character. Also, the beginning of the arc, where that one Regalia was murdered by that tree dude, that was actually so shocking. Where he literally just got murdered by those things and that dude. I think that was pretty messed up. I was not expecting that at all. I really wanted to get hyped for the beatdown of the main villain and the characters all. Basically, it made me hyped for the arc, is all I'm gonna say. Yeah, overall I think this arc was probably the best in the show from what we saw. I think Bishamon was a good villain. I think Yato had a good relationship with her, making me actually care about the arc, me actually care about the fight and the villains. So I thought the tension was good, the fights were cool. I said it was by far the best arc in the show, in my opinion. None of them were bad, that was just the best. The final arc was, pretty decent also, but if I'm gonna be honest, I still think it's overshadowed by the first half of the season. I think the second season overall was better than the first, but not by a landslide. They were both pretty good. But second was easily better because of the first half. First half of the second season was really good. Second half, it was okay, but it wasn't insanely peak or anything like that. Another thing I want to mention was the power system. I think the whole thing with the Regalias and how they themselves are the weapons and but are also characters, which is really cool because no show has really done that where the things that they fight with are characters themselves. So I think that was a really cool thing. I mean, I guess Pokemon kind of does that in a way. I don't really watch that though. But where the things that they're fighting with, the weapons, the power system, are actual characters. I thought that was really cool. Some of the fight scenes were more engaging, and I cared more about the fight scenes because the things that were fighting were actual characters. So it just made me have even more care for it. Overall, I think there wasn't necessarily anything wrong with this series from what I've seen. It was pretty entertaining, had some cool characters, a great power system with some dope-ass fights, amazing soundtrack, amazing everything. That second opening dude is amazing. I love that shit so much. And I know most likely it won't get another season, but I'm really hoping it does because I'm really interested to see where it goes, especially with that cliffhanger. I might read the manga one day. I'm not a big manga guy, even though I have a huge manga collection. I'm not a big manga guy. I don't really enjoy reading it that much. So I hope it does get a new anime. If it doesn't, maybe I'll read the manga eventually at some point. But it's not like I'm dying to get more out of the series, I'm not aching for more Noragami. But if it did happen, I would be pretty happy. I'm going to give Noragami a solid 8.4 out of 10. I definitely recommend it to you if you haven't seen it already. The show is honestly really enjoyable. It's pretty short, only 25 episodes, good characters, good soundtrack, good power system, in my opinion, obviously. There's really nothing wrong with the series as a whole, from what I saw. I think it's a well-rounded show, a pretty decent shonen. I think it's shonen. And if you're looking for something to watch, I'd give Noragami a watch, even though it's very popular, you most likely have seen it. If you haven't, I definitely recommend it as your next watch because it's really good, or one of your next watches, because it's definitely a show that every anime fan should see. But yeah, and that's it for the third episode of Raw and Rapid. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give a like, subscribe, comment other animes you want me to do because I'm always looking for recommendations. I've seen a lot of anime. My MAL will be in the bio, so you can look through that, and if you see any anime you're like, oh, I want to review that, let me know because I'll definitely do that because I love anime and I love talking about it. Yeah, I know some of my thoughts were jumbled and I stuttered a lot in this video, but like I said, I finished this anime 3 months ago and I was just completely reading off the script, which I wrote 3 months ago, so it's kind of hard. I think in the next few reviews that I do, I'll record them as I'm finishing the show, and right when I write the script, so I'm not as stupid when talking in the review. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.